baby. Go. All right, man. The magic number is 12. 12 is the magic number, and that's how many days we got into the NFL 2024 NFL draft, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here and live on YouTube, and welcome to the Real to Sports Talk Show. Today, we're going to talk about the Sixers honoring NBA Hall of Famer Allen Iverson, and we're going to talk about who is the most underrated prospect coming out of the 2024 NFL draft, and Seattle Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith. Can he create some more of that magic in 2024, man? We're going to talk about it all right here on the Real to Sports Talk Show.
I can't accept the loss, I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to be great, and I'm not letting nobody rob me of my victory. Number one, that's what I'm meant to be. When by any means, only thing that makes sense to me, I can make nice or make history. I got that dog in me, yeah, turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. I take on anyone, I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me, so what's up? Yeah, so what's up? I told him move over, enough of that mediocre. I've been the man since cruising around in the stroller. I got ice in my veins like a cut in Minnesota. Why not show you how I'm built? Come a little closer, ayy. Lot of heart, been smart, aura gotta glow. We can restart, give head start, still get the same result. I'm about mine, don't you get it confused. I'ma win again, yeah, that's all that I do. I got that dog in me, yeah, turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. I take on anyone, I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me,
So what's up? Thank you so much for tuning in to one of YouTube's realest podcasts in the present day. I'm talking about the Real Sports Podcast. It is your destination for real analysis and opinions on anything and everything sports related. You can follow us on all social media platforms. And if you have a Facebook account, feel free to join our Facebook sports group, man. It is called the Real to Sports Group. All right, man. I got him back. He's back. Trigger Man. Trigger Man is back, ladies and gentlemen, representing one-time Super Bowl champion, the New York Jets. He is a New York Met fan, and he represents the Brooklyn Nets. Give it up for the Trigger Man. Justin's in the building.
What's going on, gentlemen? Thank you for having me back. Good to be back. Those Mets bounced back from that rough start. They won 6 of their last 8. So right now I'm feeling good about that. A little nervous about the draft because I'm a Jet fan, as you said, so always nervous about the draft. And, unfortunately the Nets this year broke our playoff streak 5 years in a row, making the postseason. So, I can't be too upset, but we're going to be back this offseason. I don't know what star we're going to get, but we're going to get somebody. Hey. I can't sit through another year like this. So that's where I'm at with that.
You beat my Braves.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Nobody. They said we didn't have a chance when that last game 16-4. That felt good.
But you're coming back to us though, so you already know.
I can't wait. I'm ready for all that smoke with no Spencer Strider. I can't wait.
You gotta do this you lucky Spence ain't there.
I can't wait, yo. I hope he takes a nice long.
He got 2 weeks. He'll be back in 2 weeks.
I hope he takes a nice long, time to recover. I hope he takes his time. No rush to get back. We don't need to see him anytime soon.
Spence will be back in 2 weeks, baby. Come on, Spence.
They came out today. They said he's out for the year. He's
out for the year? Oh, yeah, man, they said 15 days at
first. He's getting Tommy John.
Tommy John, yeah.
Yeah, he's done.
That's all right. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all right. Everybody, you guys will be all right.
Yeah. Still got the best rotation, so it's all good. Look at him. Saxonville is in the building. Just Teal with it. Representing the Jacksonville Jaguars, baby. And also the 17-time NBA champion, the Boston Celtics. Is in the building. Give it up for Rockstar Rock. The Rock, he's in the building. Woo.
How y'all doing?
Yes, sir. I
Lovely
got him in the
people.
building. Let's go, baby. Let's go. What's up, Mark? Shout out to Mark. Missed the episode. Said, man, Justin will come back when I'm on vacation. Hide from me like the Jets. Hide from the playoffs.
Man, tell Mark I'm ready for that smoke whenever, yo. I'm right here. You know where to find me, Mark. You know where to find me, bro. Don't hide it. You know exactly where to find me.
The greatest hit, Mark, the greatest heel since Cowboy Bob Orton.
Yeah, word. word, man. Again, man, thank you guys for watching, and shout out to all 2,376 subscribers out there that's watching the Ritter Sports Podcast all over the world. You guys stay tuned in because Trigger Man and Rockstar Rock is going to do what they do. They're going to bring it right here and right now live on YouTube. So before we start the show, man, we lost another legend. And Wednesday, we lost the great O.J. Simpson. And let me tell you something, man. I didn't get a chance to play. I mean, I didn't get a chance to see him play. But I mean, 76 years old and died of cancer, and which is something that really needs to, man. I really wish we come to some kind of cure for that thing. But we want to pay tribute here to Ritter Sports Podcast to, you know, the athlete O.J. Simpson. Again, I didn't get the chance to play with him, but I know he was the 1973 NFL MVP. He really put Buffalo on the map. Buffalo was trash back then, for what I heard, but arguably one of the greatest running backs of all time, former Heisman Trophy winner. And listen, OJ is. We want to honor OJ for the athlete. Like, don't give a shit what he did in the past, or or what y'all think about him, or the felon. I'm not here to embrace on that. I'm here to honor what he did on the field. And for what I've heard and what I know, man, OJ he was the juice. He was the truth. On you guys want to say something real quick about OJ before we move
on? Pretty much, like you saying, Coach. OJ Simpson was playing football before my time. Like when
a little bit before mine too.
When I knew about O.J. Simpson, he was in the Naked Gun movies. That's, what I'm saying. The funny thing he was a dude in the Naked Gun movies that always was getting messed up and, always falling over, or something was happening to him. He was in the hospital or something like that in the movie. And then I remember like third grade, like you said about the trial situation and things of that nature. But
the Bronco and all that.
Yeah, outside of his accolades, O.J. Simpson was one of the first great black running backs of our ancestry, our heritage and things of that nature. Paving the way, like you said, at Buffalo, going to he played for another squad as well after he left Buffalo, right?
Played for 49ers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, but him being the first guy to rush for over 2,000 yards, now we see guys rush for over 2,000 yards in the NFL like it's nothing, things of that nature. So he kind of paved the way, being one of them first guys to really do it in that era where running the football was, one of the toughest things to do.
Absolutely.
in football. And my hats go out to him, to what he accomplished on the field. Everyone's always going to bring up the situation that happened with his off the field life and things of that nature. So, and one of the people I watched the show, the People versus O.J. Simpson, that they had Cuban Gooding Jr. playing O.J. Simpson. It was on FX. So it was a pretty good show.
I seen that.
Yeah.
It's another good one too. I don't know if you guys have seen the 30 for 30 series, the OJ Made in America.
Made in America, yeah.
That's a pretty,
I seen that as
pretty
well.
interesting one. I've been rewatching it actually, since everything happened the other day, and just, obviously, there's no you can't bring OJ up without the whole incident coming up. It's just that's how it ended up. And however anybody feels about it, it was a very impactful moment, really, in U.S. history. I mean, how many things have drawn that many attention? Obviously, I wasn't old enough for it, but just from stories and talking to my family, people that lived
it was all over TV.
Like everybody was just locked in on the TV for basically months straight, captivated. So there's a lot of different ways you could go with that. And obviously, he lived a very controversial life in a lot of ways. Not even just the whole incident, but just a lot of different things. But ultimately, like we were saying, can't take away what he did on the field. Just judging him as a football player, which is why his Hall of Fame plaque still remains in the Hall of Fame to this day. They have not removed his Hall of Fame plaque. They said they will not. There is no character clause in the NFL Hall of Fame like in baseball, so they don't have to. But even like I said, I've been rewatching the 30 for 30, just some of the highlights and clips they show of him at USC and some of the stuff he was doing in the NFL. Some of those runs are crazy. Yes. Like you're looking at it like this is wild, man. And just overall the life he lived, it was a very, very fascinating portrayal of an American individual. That's what I'm saying. It's very, and he's now passed away, and I think that you'll see that his legacy will kind of be enduring, because I think people are never really going to forget about everything that happened with OJ. I think you'll still see documentaries and movies and books coming out about this 15, 20 years from now. We might think we've heard everything about the case that there is to know. There's going to be other stuff. But, one thing I will say on the nerdy side of myself, which, I have a lot of nerdy to me, but the whole legal component of the case has always been very interesting to me, the way his legal team kind of framed the LAPD for some other stuff. It's kind of like a crazy strategy. Like, they really thought this through. Like, that's why they were called the Dream Team. And ultimately, everything they did worked out. You had Johnny Cochran rapping in the courtroom. The glove don't fit. You must have quit. He's freestyling in the courtroom. That whole thing was just like, I could only imagine living through that, watching it on TV. It must have been crazy. Like the drama. That nerdy side of me, the history side of me, just understanding the legal component and everything that went into that. I mean, I was listening to this political talk show the other day. They had one of his lawyers on. It was the morning after he died. And the lawyer was like, I would have represented Nicole Brown's family, but OJ came to me first. Like, he was like, I'm just doing whoever came to me. And he was like, he was talking about their strategy and everything, though, and how they had these, 5 primetime lawyers all working together on one case. It's just crazy, man. The whole everything around
Johnny Cochran.
Yeah, man. Like, these lawyers became celebrities off this case. Like, people got to really know these people. They were on your TV every day. So, it's good that I like that, this show, we didn't, we kind of hit it. I feel like a lot of shows have been kind of dancing around the whole topic and everything. And like I said, it's controversial, so I could see why. But however anyone feels about OJ, you can't deny that he's had an impact on America, society, pop culture, sports. Certainly, if negative or positive, there's been a significant impact.
That's true. That's true. But another thing about that, another reason Johnny Cochran he represented OJ is because he got stopped by LAPD when he was trying to take his daughters to school. It's in that movie that showed it about OJ versus
I remember that.
OJ. Yeah. He got stopped in the beginning for no reason, trying to take his daughters to school. Mm-hmm. So that brought a lot of awareness to what needed to happen, because the police department at that time was doing the exact same thing that they was doing to people in Harlem, in New York, and doing desegregated times in the 60s and the early 70s. It was just happening in the 80s and the 90s. Think of Tupac getting same situation happened to Tupac. Walking down the street, a LAPD officer just see him thinking that because of his persona of how he had to be, how he was, and they beat him up and stuff like that. So
it's like that.
And the OJ thing happened only 3 years after Rodney King.
So it was
it happened only 3 years after Rodney King. So at that time, tensions were still kind of high with that whole situation. So it was just a perfect storm of events. It was just the celebrity involved, the racial component, everything involved in it just made it a spectacle, really. And it's something that, like I said, I think is gonna, that case is gonna live in infamy forever. It really is.
Yeah. And I think Buffalo, well, I hear Buffalo is gonna do something, I guess, in the season to honor. I think he's already on the Wall of Fame, but I think they're gonna do something.
But this wouldn't be America, though. I will tell you like this: this wouldn't be America if it wasn't for no type of big celebrity type trials. Think of all the big trials that we had in America. It's been a hardy.
This is about
changed the way.
This and the Menendez brothers was the biggest two.
But you know what? I'm a big believer though, and I don't like taking people's accolades after it happened. I like, like for example, I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, I don't like when people get punished for stuff that happened off the field. Honor, professional sports is no joke, man. Like, it's hard out there to be successful, and whatever happened in your career after off the field, like. A lot of people said that around the time Lawrence Taylor got inducted into the Hall of Fame because he's done some wild shit, like off the field. He really has. He's kind of crazy. Yeah. And he got in, first ballot. First ballot. Because the journalists loved him. Even though he did all this crazy stuff. But there are certain guys that they pick and choose that they're gonna, ice out.
Michael Irvin.
Exactly. Terrell Owens comes to mind. Like they didn't want to put T.O. in the first ballot. He's one of the 5 best receivers of all time. So. And the baseball, I'm a big baseball guy, but the MLB is the worst with it, man. They've done it. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Pete Rose.
Yes.
About to do the A-Rod.
Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, like Barry Bonds and A-Rod are 2 of the top 5 players to ever play the game by any objective measure. And and they're not in the Hall of Fame. You have the MLB. You don't have the all-time hits leader in the Hall of Fame. You don't have the all-time leader in the Hall of Fame. So I don't like. So if OJ was in there, Ring of Honor, if he got a Heisman, if he's
Palmero,
don't try to. I'm not a fan of removing your accolades for what you accomplished for anything you did after. I think you got to be able to separate the two from each other. Yeah, you got to be able to separate the athlete from the situation.
Yeah, that's why I say I want to talk about OJ the athlete. I don't give a shit what he did in behind closed doors. I don't care about his felony charges. I don't care about him smoking weed. I don't care about none of that. I want to talk about what the man did on the field, which is some positive work. I mean, 11,000 yards in his total career. That means he ran for 1,000 yards over 1,000 yards each and every single year that he played in the NFL. That's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, D-Rock brought it up when he said he rushed for 2,000 yards. That year, he averaged 153 yards a game.
See what I'm saying?
Which is crazy to think about. Like, you average 153 yards rushing a game. Yeah. That means that every week you're putting out elite production.
Every week.
So,
that's what I'm saying.
He had a great career. You can't take that away from him. He's a Hall of Famer for a reason.
That's what we need to do, man. Because the world nowadays, and not to get off topic, ladies and gentlemen, but that's what the world we everybody focus on the fail parts and the bad parts. It's negative, man. We too goddamn negative. Honor OJ, man. Every team should honor the guy. I mean, coming up and running back that in the 70s, late 60s. Early 70s. I mean, that was tough for a black man just to be an athlete, And I agree.
Teams aren't going to do that, though, host. Yeah. Teams don't want to touch that kind of controversy.
Only the Raiders.
They're going to stay away from it because of the audience, their audience. The NFL
people aren't going to want to mess with that, man. Look, there are certain things that they just don't want to touch, and don't. And I can already see that being a major problem if they try to do something
exactly.
Like that.
That's
and then
why
it turns into a media firestorm and all that stuff, and it's all crazy.
I don't want to be biased, but that's why I really, really love Al Davis, because Al Davis didn't give a shit about what color your skin was. He didn't care. You get respect.
Definitely,
he respected you. You go out here and you wanted to play for him.
Al Davis hired the first African American coach in NFL history, the first Hispanic coach in NFL history.
There you go.
Tom Flores, who won 2 Super Bowls and is not in the Hall of Fame, which is wild.
Not even in the Hall of Fame.
And he hired the first woman executive, Amy Trask.
Thank you.
He was executive, so he was a
first woman president, team president too.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. So He's a trailblazer in a lot
Reggie
of ways.
McKenzie, right?
Davis.
Reggie McKenzie, GM. Yeah, Reggie
Yup.
McKenzie, GM.
Mhm.
Who played with OJ?
Who
played with OJ? Ain't that something? Fuck out of here, man. I said we need to really focus on the positive. Due to the game, what's up? What's up, fellas? Me personally, I thought Mark was ducking Justin for that rematch.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about for real. Yeah, he got it, bro.
it.
You want to be starting something?
Man, stirring that fire early,
Yo, people know what's going on out here, bro. People know.
It started something.
People know what's going on, man.
Yeah, but honor and respect, God bless so OJ Simpson, man. OJ Simpson. All right, man, let's go to the hardwood. Oh, man, let's talk about one of my guys that when I was out there back in the 18 years ago playing basketball, I'm talking about the great. I hate the nickname Bubble Chuck. I just hate it.
Bubble Chuck.
That's whack. That is whack. That is a whack nickname. But anyway, Bubble Chuck himself. I'm talking about Norfolk, Virginia's own Allen Iverson, man. The Philadelphia 76ers hosted a sculpture unveiling and honoring Allen Iverson yesterday at Penn Medicine Philadelphia 76ers training complex. As one of the most decorated athletes ever to play for an organization, Iverson was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2016 and selected as the NBA's most valuable player in 2001. This announcement comes on the 10th anniversary of Iverson's number 3 being retired by the franchise. He was the 1997 NBA Rookie of the Year. He spent 12 years playing for the Sixers after the franchise selected him overall number 1 out of Georgetown in the 1996 NBA draft. The 15-year pro was named All-Star 11 times, received 7 All-NBA selections, was a 4-time NBA scoring champion, and led the league in steals on 3 occasions. Iverson, a member of the NBA 75th anniversary team, returned to play with his final season in 2010. It is a lot going on with Allen Iverson that I just cannot cover, but I am going to say this: at Iverson's sculpture will join fellow 76ers legends Charles Barkley, Wilt Chamberlain, Maurice Cheeks, Billy Cunningham, Julius Erving, Hal Green, Bobby Jones, Moses Malone, and Dolph Schayes, along with 76ers legends, walk at the Penn Medicine Philadelphia 76ers training complex. So let's start off with Rockstar Rock. Rockstar Rock, how do you feel? Any memories? Any good memories of Allen Iverson? And I know you're going to talk about this.
I'm not even. I'm not going. I know we everybody then probably had, even Allen Iverson himself probably had a laugh about his statue, because usually when they make statues, they make even the person that's taller a little bit taller than what they are. They made his statue like a little boy played basketball for the 76ers, which to me, I feel like it's kind of small, it's kind of disrespectful. But in the same, I don't know who thought about it. Maybe we should make it this small, because that's how. No, y'all make that man's statue the same size as y'all have made Kobe Bryant's, Magic Johnson,
Michael Jordan
statue, or Jordan statue.
I agree with you.
It should have been revered of how he was dribbling the basketball. But that's probably how they seen him. Seeing him in up close and at that time and things of that nature. His stature, Iverson wasn't a big guy, so it wasn't like his statue is somewhat off. But to me, I just think the size of it, they could have made it a little bit, bigger and things of that nature. But one thing I remember about Allen Iverson,
give me the great. I'm talking about your greatest memory.
of
AI.
Greatest memory of Allen Iverson, I will have to say, my greatest memory of all time is when he played. It was 2. Okay. The Eastern Conference semifinals against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
With against Ray Allen, Big Dog, Sam Cassell, Tim Thomas.
Yeah. Irvin Johnson. Yeah.
Darvin Ham was on the bench and things of that nature. So they had a good core of guys. And Allen Iverson, that game, I think they had a game 7 or whatnot, and he had got hit in his mouth. So his mouth was bleeding the whole time. And the whole time he just kept putting his jersey over his mouth, covering his mouth. And the whole time his mouth was bleeding, he just kept cooking. It was like Ray Allen couldn't stop him. He just kept cooking Milwaukee. And I would say game 1 when they beat the Lakers, which was my birthday. That day when they beat the Lakers in 2001, the Lakers was sweeping everybody. Yeah. For him to come in there, the game started off rough for him, but then he felt the okay, they playing me this way. Yeah. I'm gonna switch it up. So he got his teammates involved. Then he picked them apart a little bit, and that's my best memory of Allen Iverson outside of him crossing up Michael Jordan. Ooh. By the way, I was watching Monday Nitro when that happened.
Oh, snap. Mark says, my favorite memory of AI was seeing him get crossed up by Lil Bow Wow. And like, oh, get the fuck out.
Come on, Mark.
That boy heel nonstop, man, 24/7.
He's a heel boy. Get out of here, Mark. Trigger, let me pull the trigger here. Let me pull the trigger, see what Trigger got. What you got? What you got?
Man, I got a lot of good AI memories, man. I love AI. AI was one of the biggest stars when I first started watching the NBA, man. It was like him, Kobe, Shaq, Tim Duncan. Like, they were like the big, 4 dudes that everybody talked about were the best. I actually got to see AI play in person when I was younger against my Nets. He scored 42 points against us, cooked everybody. And the craziest thing is, man, watching AI live is just how small he is on the floor compared to everybody else he's playing, but how it doesn't even matter. Nobody can stop him. He gets to his spots whenever he wanted. He was really a unique player. Pound for pound, he's probably one of the best players to ever play the game.
Absolutely. That's what Mark just said.
Just because of his size alone.
Yeah.
He was a beast, man. Like, you can't take that away from him. Also, AI, man, he's got some of my favorite quotes all time of any athlete. My personal favorite was the one with the strippers or the TGI Fridays in Philly, where he said, there was no strippers at the TGI Fridays until I brought them. And in some cases, yes, the bill would end up over $10,000 because they didn't have the endless appetizers thing back then. He said that with a straight face. Yeah, that dude's funny as hell. Yeah. Then he had the infamous practice rant that we all love. Yeah, the practice rant is timeless. Yeah. The practice rant will be forever. And then also he's got another one of my favorites, which is the I don't know no 10-time All-Star that comes off the bench. I don't know no former MVP that comes off the bench. I don't know any 3-time scoring champion that comes off the bench. Why I gotta come off the bench?
What's up, Q?
I love those little rants. AI was the guy, man. He's an absolute legend. I think he's a little underrated, especially with the younger generation now. And I feel like a lot of basketball people have tried to devalue him with analytics. They've tried to come back and say, oh, he wasn't taking good shots. He was actually not an efficient player, all this stuff. But he was somebody that you just had to watch and experience it in real time. Because, like I said, the battle he was really fighting, they listed him as 6 feet tall, but he's really like 5'10", 5'11". He was probably $170 at his heaviest, soaking wet. Yeah. And he was a dominant player. He would average over 30 points a game at that size. So, whatever all the analytic people want to say or anything, and then Kobe's my favorite player of all time. And Kobe always really respected AI. And he always had quotes about how he always was following AI. And he always looked at him as an equal. So if Kobe looks at him like that, to me, the guy's golden. And he's one of the best to ever do it, man. If you make lists of top 10 point guards, he's got to be on any of those lists, man. Absolutely. Like he's one of the best scorers to ever play the game. He's definitely the best little guy to ever play the game. Like, just, under 6 feet tall. He's probably the best player ever at that size. And, got to give a lot of props to him. He's a Hall of Famer, deservedly so. And like I said, they really disrespected him with the statue, though, bro. T-Rock hit it perfectly. Yeah, that statue is crazy, yo. It's so small. And it's not fitting of what he really meant, man. Like, if anything, you got to make his statue bigger because he played above his weight. He played bigger than his size. You got to show that heart, man. They got to redo that. It's not like they don't have the money. Josh Harris is a rich owner. They gotta do something with that because that thing is way too small. I don't care if they were trying to make it his size.
That's true.
Whatever. They
could have built around.
Sure, they might have never built around Iverson, but they got to the finals or whatever he was doing.
The finals.
So I mean, and that's when it was hard to make the finals. It wasn't, it was tough back then. You could hand check, you could play physical. The game was officiated.
No defensive 3 seconds. Shaq could just
and I feel like if AI played right now with the rules the way they are now, he might average 34 or 35 a game.
Easy.
The lanes are so open, and the people say, he didn't shoot threes, but he would have developed the three. The way everybody's shooting, he would have figured it out. He had touch. He could shoot a deep mid-range. He was a great free throw. And the most, last thing I'll say about him is, just because, as I mentioned before, I still play ball a lot myself. I love playing, and one thing I respect is good defense. And AI is an underrated defender. He would lead the league in steals all the time. He would guard people way bigger than him. He would make it tough for him. But he would get a lot of steals, and he would lead a lot of those to buckets on the other end, man. He was a unique player. Gotta respect him.
Gotta respect him.
And leading the league in free throw attempts.
That's it.
Shaquille O'Neal is dominating the paint. You got Allen Iverson leading the league 3, 4, 5 years in free throw attempts.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And a lot of times in percentage of makes. He was money in the free throw line. Shooting 90%, 89%. Great player.
Word. So my thing with Allen Iverson, when you think of Allen Iverson is, and y'all hit it on the head, is heart. Like, when I was playing, AI was that dude. Like, he was the guy. He was a trendsetter, cultural. Like, this guy, he stood on. He was so little, but he had a big heart and a big mouth because he stood on what he believed in. He changed the game as far as wearing suits and stuff on the sideline, and he's not going to do that. He brought the big change. He brought hip hop into basketball. They
made the dress code because of AI.
Yeah, but because of him.
Yeah, David Stern made that dress code, which was kind of like that's a controversial move at that time. There's some different ways that can be interpreted. So he did that all because of AI, because AI would really show up.
He didn't move on
crazy clothes. Like he was a unique guy, man. He was one of a kind. I like that he went to the beat of his own drum, man. AI never conformed to anything.
He didn't move on what he said. He brought the tattoos, again, the big ice chain, he had the big afro and he had the cornrows.
Everybody in youth basketball was rocking that look.
Every
single kid I played with in Little League basketball all had that look.
To this day, everybody wears sleeves.
Yup.
Because of him.
He started all that, man. He was another guy like we were talking about before.
Headband.
Yep.
Headband for
he's a guy that his impact is going to be felt for a long time. Kind of like how we were talking about the first subject. His impact will be felt for a long time, man. He was a unique, one of a kind player. I'm happy that he got
a reason why hot dudes like hot sauce became household
names. That's right. Street. Very true. Very true.
And I think that AI is between him and Kyrie maybe for the best handle of all time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's up there with the best handle because Kyrie's handle is crazy.
Yeah. Hey, you're right. I'm not going to argue with you that. I'm not going to argue with that.
Tim Hardaway, Jay Williams, White Chocolate, Jason Kidd, and you said AI and Kyrie Irving. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would say AI coming from the streets, coming from the hood. AI is probably one of the best. And right behind him will be Stephon Marbury, because Stephon Marbury was the truth. But
they some hood legends.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
He just named hood legends.
Yeah, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie hands. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with that either. But my memory of AI is always, and I remember before I used to go play, I had it on VHS, and yes, I'm that old. VHS, and it was a 2001 NBA All-Star game. He won the MVP that day. I think it was in Madison Square, I believe. Madison Square. Washington. That's right. So exactly. So AI, when he threw the alley-oop to himself and like he hit he threw an alley-oop and the layup, I was like, yo, this dude. But Allen Iverson, back then, that's when the All-Star game was the All-Star game. Like those guys competed against each other. It was him and Kobe, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Vince Carter.
Kobe and him he had to play defense for real in that second half.
And
they had like a 30-point. The West had like a 30-point lead on the East.
And AI brought them back.
AI Stephon Marbury was cooking. Before Stephon Marbury got traded to Phoenix for that's when he was in Jersey. Before he got traded for Jason Kidd.
So that's what I'm saying. Allen Iverson, the guy besides Michael Jordan, to me, is the guy that really changed the game. I love Kobe Bryant, don't get me wrong, but Allen Iverson changed some stuff. One of the greatest big little man, whatever you want to call him. At first, to me, it was Isaiah Thomas, but Allen Iverson came and took the reins of that. And the guy put up 50 points, man, like 50 and 60 points at that size was insane. But that 2001, he won MVP, and I think in 05 he won it too, All-Star Game MVP. But the guy, even with the relationship he had with Larry Brown, those guys didn't even get along. Head coach Larry Brown didn't even get along. But then again, they afterwards they began to, they loved each other, and Iverson, again, coming from where he came from was no authority and stuff like that. And Iverson was he was a killer, and he did not want to come out the game, bro. He hated coming out of the game. Larry Brown said it. Larry Brown said it best. Q said John Thompson saved his life. Yep, he did say that in his Hall of Fame speech. He said that in his Hall of Fame speech.
That's true. That is.
They don't make him like that. No, they don't make him like that anymore. Iverson never complained.
Right now, and if things, that trial situation didn't go the way it went in Virginia, if y'all watched that 30 for 30 on it.
Yeah. And in that 30 for 30, the clips they show him playing high school football are crazy. He was nasty as a QB.
That's what I'm saying,
Allen was wild, yo. He's just a great athlete.
He's a great athlete, bro.
Like playing QB,
reason Aaron Brooks, Michael Vick,
scrambling. He was like Mike Vick before Mike Vick
started playing football.
Yeah,
he looked like Mike Vick before Mike Vick.
Yeah,
he the reason Mike Vick played. He the reason they was all watching him. Aaron Brooks, Mike Vick, all of them in Newport News was watching him.
Yep.
Newport News.
Crazy, yeah.
Newport News, man. I said Norfolk, didn't I? I said Newport News, I mean.
Yeah, Newport News.
That's where they all from. Hampton before.
Yeah, Hampton. Word.
Newport News. And
That's true,
you're right, host. Bubba Chuck's a bad nickname.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I always call him AI, bro.
I always call him AI, bro. Bubba
AI.
Nah, I ain't kidding me. I ain't kidding.
Hey, gotta start somewhere to get great nicknames.
That is true, man. But again, I'm glad the Sixers is honoring a guy like Allen Iverson. Man, the guy still weighs 48, 49 years old, and he doesn't look a day old. He doesn't. I mean, he got a little, little pop better, but we all get older when, he's not active like that.
They better get him that new statue.
The answer. That is one of the greatest nicknames to me.
It is.
The answers. I like that.
Yo, nicknames aren't the same anymore, man. Back in the day, the athlete nicknames used to be on point. Nowadays, they just call you your initials or whatever. Like, it used to be fire back in the day. The big ticket.
I want it.
The Black Mamba.
See, I wanted when I played, bro. I wanted heart like I mimicked my game when I played. I mimicked my game after Tracy McGrady and Paul Pierce. Tracy McGrady and Paul Pierce I studied, but I didn't. I studied that hard. Yeah, Paul Pierce was my man. I was a huge Paul Pierce fan. Paul Pierce and Tracy McGrady, man. I mimicked my game after them. Like
I always thought I played like Boris Diaw.
Boris Diaw?
I play like Boris Diaw.
Jermaine O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal. Okay. Yeah, man. Hey, man.
Sometimes if I get on a little roll, people call me Jokic. But
Jokic? Oh, you play big and slow.
Yeah, I play big and slow, but I be scoring. I send you clips. I get buckets.
Oh yeah, man. They didn't have cameras and stuff back then. But I was Tracy McGrady, bro. I was Tracy McGrady and Paul Pierce. But I was more into Paul Pierce, man, because Paul Pierce, that's one of the most underrated players. He was a killer.
Yeah, I used to love Paul Pierce.
Yeah, Paul Pierce. I used to love Paul Pierce.
But I was Kobe was my main guy. Kobe was my number one for sure.
Word.
And then Jason Kidd was my second one. Oh man, I need that statistic tutor at Q. I did good on the first assignment. The second one I did not do good on. I might need that. Yeah, that second assignment I did not do well on.
Yeah. So shout out to Philly, man. Shout out for Philly for honoring the guy, Trailblazer, the great Allen Iverson. Now let's go over to the gridiron. That's gridiron. This is one of the questions I want to ask you guys right here.
Oh yeah.
Who is the most underrated college prospect to come out of the 2024 draft, which is April 25th? Thursday, April 25th at 8 p.m. It will be the NFL draft. So I'm gonna pull the trigger again. Trigger. Trigger. Who will be? What am I saying? Yeah.
To me, this one. To me,
yeah.
as soon as you sent me this question, one guy hit my head immediately. We talked about it in the pre-show.
Okay.
Michael Penix is got to be the most underrated prospect going into this draft. I don't understand what all the hoopla about Drake May is all about. I don't think this guy is all that special. I really don't. I got to check him out a couple times last year. Every time I did, it was a close game in the fourth quarter, and somehow his team lost. That doesn't tell me that you're going to be able to make things work in a less than ideal situation in Washington and just be the man. People think that this dude is just the man. Like, oh, he's trying to play me with the question. I seen that. I seen that. Nah,
I made a mistake hit that.
I seen that. He tried to play me. It's all right, Mark. I'm glad you're getting your laughs out now, Mark. I'll be back for you soon. That's right. But anyway, I don't understand why the Drake May hype is what it is. The Jaden Daniels hype, I could see a little more because I think he's good. But I think Michael Penix should be in that QB2 conversation. I'm very high on Michael Penix. I think he's a great quarterback. I'm not going to knock him for the national championship game because Michigan just had such a better team than Washington did. I'm going to recognize the fact more that he took Washington, who the year before wasn't even a contender, to the national championship game. And it was largely off the back of his play. Now, granted, he had good skill players, but he put those guys in position to succeed. He throws with anticipation. He's athletic. I think he showed towards the end of the year that he still has the mobility that defined him earlier in his career. He was just kind of holding back a little bit because he wanted to protect himself because he needed to prove to evaluators that he can make a full season because everyone says, oh, he gets hurt. But he's played the last 2 years healthy with high production, and I think that he should be QB2. I think whatever team ends up getting him is going to be set in a pretty good position. There's no chance of this happening, but I wish the Jets would take him at 10 as our next guy to kind of mold behind Rodgers. I think that would be tremendous, but Rodgers is the GM, so he's not going to let that happen. But I think Michael Penix, and then another guy that I really think another guy I think is really underrated in this draft is Dallas Turner, the linebacker from Alabama. I see him projected as a later first-round pick. And I think he should be a top half, if not a top 10 first-round pick. I like his game a lot. I think he's very athletic. I think that his skills translate to the NFL. And another guy, too, is Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Kool-Aid, is
the guy that I've seen him slip into the second round. I've seen him mocked in the late 20s, early 30s. Kool-Aid McKinstry is a top 10, 15 prospect in this draft. He started since day one at Alabama as a freshman corner, which is incredibly difficult to do for Nick Saban. Starting as a freshman corner, everybody knows he rides his corners extremely hard. He's hard on that position. It's complicated in their defense, and he balled out every year at Alabama. Kool-Aid is a top 15 player. He's still young. I think he gives you returning ability too. Now that they changed the kickoff rules and stuff like that, having a guy like him who's able to return the ball, I really like Kool-Aid McKinstry. So those are my top 3 guys that I think aren't really getting talked about, but should be top 15 to top 20 prospects in this upcoming draft.
Those are good, Trigger. Those are good. I cannot disagree with you not one point on it.
I'm ready for this draft, though. I can't wait for the draft. I love the draft. The draft is my favorite sporting event of the year. It's the one night that college football and the NFL come together. I love it. It's a beautiful thing to see. Yeah. I can't wait for the draft. But those are my guys.
It shapes your team too in your mind because you're a Jets fan. So when after the draft, now you as an individual and as a sports analysis and as a Jet fan, now your mind is starting to I know who you got.
After the draft, the roster's set. That's it.
There you go.
Nobody else is getting signed. Really, if they do, it's not somebody that's going to make a big impact. Yeah. We already did free agency, so after Sunday of draft weekend, the roster's pretty much set. You know what it's looking like. And it's time to go. We're almost at OTAs. And like I've been saying on this show, if the Jets don't make the playoffs this year, everybody's gone. We know that. We're back to another rebuild, which, I'm anticipating because that's just how it's always been. So it's not like it'll be like some big thing to me. But if they do want to try to make this thing work, then the draft's got to be a big draft for us. We got to come in ready to go. We got to get guys that can contribute day one. We're not in a developmental stage. We're in a stage where you got to come in ready to play, and I'm excited for this draft, man. Like I said, and those 3 guys that I said, watch out for them because I think they're gonna be big time players.
I agree with you, man. Those are good. Those are good. I cannot disagree with you at all. Rockstar, Rock, who's the most underrated? Who you think is the most underrated?
As far as most underrated player this year in the draft, I'm gonna go. I have 3 people I've been, that I've looked at from in college, and I haven't really heard anything about in the draft, but they were spectacular guys in college. I'm gonna go 1, Sam Hartman, Wake Forest University, went to Wake Forest, then he transferred to Notre Dame. I can see him coming in for somebody, for a team.
I can see that.
Needs a quarterback. He's a leader. He didn't went to school. He knows how to be a leader amongst men as far as coming back from injuries when he was at Wake Forest to making sure bringing Wake Forest back to as a household name in college football for that year, and going to Notre Dame and doing the same thing at Notre Dame. I think he'll be a good pickup for someone looking for a bridge quarterback for the future, or a backup, or someone that can possibly come in and win the starting job from some of these teams that don't have their guy right now. Another person I look at is I would say somewhat out of the running back group. I think somewhat underrated. My guy from Florida State. I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Getting his name. I'm trying to think of his name. He was our running back to Oregon. I went to Oregon, then he transferred to us. Number 3. He was number 3 this year. Trey Benson. There we go.
Trey Benson. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
I had to. Once I thought Benson, I'm like, no, not Cedric Benson. But then once I thought about Oregon, Trey Benson. Yeah. And I will have to go with my last pick. It will have to be someone off of either like the D line or linebacker core. I've seen a few guys that I think can come out and make some impacts. Some guy, Peyton Wilson from NC State. I like Spencer Rattler. I think Spencer Rattler can go in and
Spencer Rattler might make an impact.
Make the team.
Also, a host. I got
yes,
one
sir.
more too. Just
yes, sir.
To look out for. There's a running back, Notre Dame, Audric Estime, and he actually played with my nephew in high school over here in Jersey.
Oh wow!
So I got to see this dude in high school. I watched him move from a 3-star to a 4-star to a 5-star. He's a beast. I think he had 16 touchdowns at Notre Dame last year, or 17 touchdowns. He rushed for well over 1,000 yards. I'm seeing him projected as a 3rd or 4th round pick. But every year, there's a couple of running backs that get picked in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round that pop off that nobody's expected. Audric is going to be one of them. I'm telling you guys, like, this dude is different. If you go in and type in his high school highlight tapes or college, you're going to be like, yo, this is crazy. My nephew played in probably one of the most competitive high school leagues in the country, the Big North Conference in Jersey. It's got all the Catholic schools, Don Bosco, Bergen Catholic, St. Joe's, Paramus Catholic, all schools that have dudes in the NFL that you see every Sunday. And he was a man among boys. This guy could play. He's a player. And he was nice at Notre Dame, too. He was nice as hell at Notre Dame. So, and if Spencer Rattler ends up another Case Keenum, that's a solid career. That dude's been in the league for a long time. He started a couple years. He took the Vikings to the NFC Championship game. He's had a little run.
Spencer's okay though. He got feet. He can
run. But so look out for Audric Estime though. He's a player. Watch out for that guy.
Okay.
I know you're talking about from the running back from Notre Dame. I seen him.
Yeah, he can play.
He's a big dude. Yeah, he's a horse.
Yeah,
he's a horse. I know exactly what you're talking about. He's a horse. He's a big dude.
In high school, he was clowning big guys, man. Yeah. He played against dudes that are playing at big time D1 schools right now. Ohio State, all that stuff. Smoking him.
I seen him play a couple times. I said, man, that dude is a horse.
And Christian McCaffrey, younger brother, wide receiver, Luke McCaffrey. They think he might come in the late rounds.
What do you guys think of Cooper DeJean, the white kid that might get drafted at corner? There hasn't been a white corner in so long.
You ain't lying.
You guys think he's gonna be good?
I think they're gonna move him to safety. Oh, he gonna be one of them hybrid linebackers. Be a nickel back. He ain't gonna play.
Oh my god. Oh man, that was
safety, bro.
yo. Oh man. Yo, that was sad funny.
Yeah, like Harrison,
that's probably what's gonna happen though. He might
Smith.
end up being all right though. He might end up being solid. He could play.
Like I didn't even know it was no disrespect. I didn't even know it was a Caucasian baseball player named Tariq. That's a pitcher.
Yeah. No, there's definitely. Yeah, I couldn't. When that dude Trey Quinn used to be on the Redskins, I couldn't believe he was white.
Yeah, what the heck?
Trey Quinn, I was like, that's a white dude. It's crazy.
I'm gonna say
though. He said move him right to safety.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Nah, it's funny because it's true. Like, why he's gonna be playing safety in September?
Yeah, you know, come on, man. Them brothers gonna get out there and burn him on it. Barbecue chicken. All day long, man. All day long. Hey, I'm gonna say Bowers, man. Tight end from Georgia. Nobody really giving too much of hoopla about him. He's a good tight end. I think. Who was it? Trigger. I think you said that he's a wide receiver type.
Yeah, I hope we get him. Like, I hope the Jets get him at 10. Yeah. Because I don't think if we draft a rookie lineman, I don't think they're gonna be ready to protect Rodgers this year. It's a developmental year, and like I said, we don't have time for that. There is no time for development. You got to be ready to play this season upcoming right
especially
now.
In your division,
to contribute to this team. So I want Brock Bowers. I think he's pro ready, and he can have maybe a Travis Kelce type impact on a team. Like, he's just such a mismatch. He's so fast. He's a big dude. He's strong. He catches like a receiver. He's one of the only tight ends I've ever seen take an end around like 70 yards for a touchdown. That's crazy. Like, that's a different kind of speed. So I'm hoping we get him. If he falls to us at 10, which is looking like he might, it'll be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if we trade back. We don't have a second-round pick because we traded it for Rodgers last year. A lot of good that did us with his 4 plays and everything. But we don't have a second-round pick now, so I think we might trade back, maybe see if we can get some other picks. But if we stand pat at 10, I want to get Brock Bowers. I think he makes an impact day one.
I like Brock too, and you said Kool-Aid. You took my one with Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid, man, definitely. Nobody's really talking about a cornerback. Nobody's talking about Byron Murphy Jr. from Texas, man.
Yeah, he can play too. Exactly.
Holy hell!
Corner's important, man. If the Chiefs end up getting Kool-Aid with the last pick in the first round and replace the Darius Sneed, that'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. And you know what? That's a good target to go after. It's a good target to go after.
If he's falling the way it's looking like he's falling, which I don't understand why he would be falling, but then he should be available at that pick. Yeah, I'm excited for the draft, man. You got me pumped now. I'm ready to go.
Word, because it's so much mixing. You can go quarterback, you can go defense, you can go corner, you can just go all over the place with that. But again, man, Byron Murphy Jr., this dude was 2000 wide receiver, exactly.
Receiver at 17.
Neighbors and Harrison Jr.
That's what we really need, Jacksonville. Right. We need a receiver.
I got you.
I wouldn't mind if the Jets took Roma Dunze either at 10. We need a receiver also.
I just seen that. I
wouldn't mind if we took Roma Dunze because if you have him, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, everybody's healthy. That's a little bit. That's something.
I just seen that.
Our former wide receiver is the wide receiver coach at LSU, Cortez Hankins. He used to play with
Cortez Hankins. Yeah. Yeah, I just seen Roma do it. But yeah, I said Byron Murphy Jr. because that dude gave us he gave us a fit when Alabama played, man. He gave
Brian Thompson Jr.
No, Byron Murphy Jr.
Yeah, he could play. He definitely balled out against Alabama.
Yeah, he's 6'1", 300. This dude was last year. Defensive tackle of the year
from Texas.
Texas.
He's from Texas.
Yep.
Yeah. Big motherfucker, man. He's big as hell.
Did he just get in that little incident? I was DUI or something like that.
Let me see.
Nah, you think of Rashee Rice?
Nah, not Rashee Rice. It was one of the guys that's from Texas going into the draft. He just had a DUI.
Rashee Rice got in trouble in Texas too.
Who?
With the player from SMU.
Yeah, exactly. That situation's crazy.
going 100, man, you going 116 miles an hour.
Yeah, he said, have a nightmare. Man, that dude is a beast, man. I'm gonna look that up for you. I ain't got Mark here.
That's like that
Texas.
Henry Ruggs.
I think Texas got 2 D tackles.
That's the
Byron
Henry
Murphy,
Ruggs
and it was
speed right
another.
there.
Word.
He was trying to be like Henry Ruggs.
Yeah. Oh, I see it. Is it Sweat?
Yeah, Sweat. That's who it was.
Yeah, Sweat. Yeah, Sweat. I can't pronounce his first name.
Devontre. You hit it on the nose, coach. I said coach.
yeah. So this who you talking about, Rob?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Sweat, man, Sweat.
You got some info on him?
Huh?
You got some info on him?
No, I was talking about how he had the DUI situation, and it's kind of like crazy how Deion Sanders said that these kids, this information starts to come out about what they're doing outside of the college before they draft come up to hurt they stock.
That's very true, Rob.
Which is kind of like messed up, man.
It is.
You know, like if Jacksonville would have known Justin Blackman had a drinking problem, we probably would have never drafted Justin Blackman.
Yeah, exactly.
T-Rock,
Oklahoma State.
I met Deion a couple weeks ago. Yo, it was dope.
What you say?
I said I met Deion a couple weeks ago. It was dope.
Oh yeah, you told me. Yeah,
I got a picture with him. I met him and everything. Yo, Deion, he's cool people, man. I met him and Deion Jr.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was dope, man. They were cool, down to earth.
Greatest defensive back of all time, man.
I thought when
I Shiloh coming out in the draft?
No.
Next year.
Yeah, next year.
I thought when I shook Deion Sanders' hand, he was gonna feel more like brolic. Like he felt like he's kind of old now. I couldn't believe it. I thought like he was gonna grab, like he was gonna feel crazy strong. I was like, why do I feel like I could get a bucket on this dude? I shouldn't feel like that.
Did you say Prime's hand? Because Prime, they say Prime, his fingers is just like
his hands are big.
Yeah.
I shook his hand. Nah, I got a whole picture with him. I said it was dope. Like I got to talk to him for a second.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Man.
I'd be crying, man. Go Prime, man. I grew up watching you, bro.
Yo, there was some people acting like that for sure, bro. There was some people that they couldn't believe they seen Deion like in person.
But that's
oh my God.
Well, see, that's another guy. Like we talked about AI. That is another guy that really influenced the game. Like,
Deion's influenced everything. He's influenced sports. He's influenced pop culture.
Oh yeah.
He's influenced coaching. He's been an influence in education. I could go on and you could go on and on about all the things that Deion has contributed into. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's one of the top 5 athletes of all time.
All the time. Hell yeah.
Any sport, anything you listen to top 5 at. This man competed in 3 NCAA events in one day. College, track, baseball, and football. Spring football game, Florida State. Ran a track meet and showed up at a baseball game and contributed to all 3. Like that's insane, bro. Yeah. It's insane what he used to do.
On top of that,
MLB and NFL game in the same day. Helicopter right after the NFL game to the World Series.
And on top of that, one of the most charismatic figures in all of sports.
Oh, by far. If Deion would have played baseball his whole career, he would have been a Hall of Famer.
If Deion was a WWE superstar, the promos that he can cut, because he talks. I mean, the promos that he can cut, bro. Because all he did, he can talk it, and boy, he can walk it.
Yeah, man, I got a lot of respect for Deion. I was excited to meet him. It was dope. But when T-Rock mentioned that, it just made me think about that a couple weeks ago. It was dope, and he was great to listen to, man. He had a lot of good things to talk about. About the transfer portal, all this stuff. He's dope, man.
Always, hella dope, man. All right, so that's the top prospect. Now we're gonna get wait a minute. Him versus Attitude Era Rock, as Ho said, take my money. Yeah, take my money. Take it. He'll take all of it, every nickel. I would love to see that because the guy was just charismatic. He talked a lot of ish to some of the greatest wide receivers of all time, but one thing about it, they won't go throw his way. You crazy as hell, you gonna throw his way. Because he already said you got 1 second. That quarterback got 1 second to determine what he's gonna do. When you throw that ball, it's a wrap. But to get to the last subject here before we close things out, man, Seattle Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith is on his outlook for 2024 season. And he said this, and I quote, "I got everything to prove." 11th year in 11th NFL season awaits Geno Smith, and like many before, the veteran quarterback is fighting to overcome obstacles ahead. There's a new head coach of the Seattle Seahawks and a new younger addition to the quarterback room. Never mind that Smith is anointed starter. The two-time Pro Bowler is intent on establishing himself yet again in what he views as a never-ending bout for respect. New coaching staff, old coaching staff, I got everything to prove, Smith told reporters Wednesday after the Seattle workout. That's every day. That's the way I wake up every day. I'm competing with Sam Howell. I know he's competing with me, and I'm going to compete my butt off. I'm competing with everybody in this building to be the best that I can be. I really don't approach it any other way. It's been a historic offseason for Seahawks as the club parted ways with Pete Carroll, head coach, and hired former Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator Mike McDonald to take over. I'm going to read this and I'll be done. He said there were murmurs about Smith's future, but general manager John Schneider made it clear that Geno's our guy during the annual league meeting despite acquisition of Howell. It's hardly extinguished the competitive fire of Smith, who restructured his contract after the offseason, as well as many ways is just who Smith is. So let's go on down to the rock star. Geno Smith, can he do it? Can Geno Smith do it? Now we've seen him done it. He's kind of revitalized the Seattle Seahawks. We've seen some magic from Geno. Two-time Pro Bowler, they just mentioned, which is, I don't give a shit about it, but Pro Bowl. Okay, so do you think, Rockstar Rock, in that NFC West that is really dominated by the San Francisco 49ers, do you think Geno can really bring this young Seattle Seahawks team to the promised land?
I'm gonna say yes and no.
Okay. I like yes and no's. I like yes and no's.
Reason I'm gonna say yes is because right now everybody got a shot. Season hasn't started yet. Nobody's put on pads. No one's gotten hurt. No one's on the field. So I give them a shot, yes. Because right now everybody has a shot to host the Lombardi until the games are played. Now, when the games are played, that's where I go with the no. Because Geno Smith has showed us the last 2 years getting Seattle to the playoffs. It took everything he had to get them to the playoffs. And when they got to the playoffs, he was making bad reads. He was making the bad throws. He was the shell of himself. It looked like the stage was a little bit too big for Geno. That being that it's a win or go home situation, I think that them last 2 seasons, may have humbled him a little bit, because this year I think they got to do it. Or I think they're going to blow everything up. I think the only person they may keep may just be, what's his name?
DK?
Drawing a blank.
DK?
The wide receiver.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, DK Metcalf.
Yeah, DK Metcalf.
He having a pacifier in his mouth. Big baby. That's his name. That's what he is. He big baby.
I agree with you. I agree with you, bro.
His mouthpiece is a pacifier.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. Yep.
So I think that he may ask for a trade out if they don't at least win the NFC West this year or make the playoffs. Pete Carroll's still in the building, so they still have a little bit of that camaraderie that he built. In the building of how they want the Seattle Seahawk way to be, get back to that Legion of Boom, that success that they had in that building.
What up, G?
I wouldn't be surprised if don't be surprised if they draft a quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle draft a quarterback. Someone like I just said, like a Sam Hartman or somebody like that. So mine is yes and no. Of course, right now they great. Nobody's playing games, but I think it's that division go through San Francisco and the Rams. Until Seattle can show me that they can beat both of them 2 teams consistently, I'm I'm gonna go yes and no with that question.
Okay. I love yes and no's, and I think Rock hit a lot of good stuff on the head. Trigger. Let's see what the trigger got. Trigger. Geno Smith, can he do it?
So real quick, my pops would love that we're talking about this because my dad hates Geno Smith, and I'd love to.
You had him.
My dad blames Geno for everything that went wrong with the Jets those 2 years. He's like, yo, this kid is terrible. He turns it over all the time. So he was a major Geno hater. But I always personally liked Geno a lot. His rookie year with the Jets, he probably played in one of the worst offensive supporting casts in the league, and we went 8-8. We went 8-8. He won some games. He beat Atlanta on a Monday night in the dome with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones when they were kind of in their prime, 30-27. He beat the Buccaneers, who were a solid team that year. Levante David hit him late. We got a field goal to win the game. He won some games. We beat the Saints, Drew Brees' Saints in New Orleans. So I liked him, and I thought he got a raw deal with the Jets. But to answer your question in short, do I think that Geno could lead the Seahawks to the promised land? No, but that's not because of Geno or because he's not good or anything. It's just there's only like 4 or 5 guys that really have a realistic chance of taking their team to the promised land. The elite QBs have separated themselves so much further from the middle class and the lower class now. It's just very different than it used to be in that regard. Back in the day, your middle tier guys were kind of closer to your top tier guys. Nowadays, outside those top 6, 7 guys, not many of these dudes really have a chance. And like T-Rock said, they play in a tough division. You know, they got the Rams, they got the 49ers. So, you know, I don't think it's an indictment on Geno that he can't win because of this. I think that he's going to have a pretty long career. He's already in his 30s, but I still think he's got some years left as a starter, whether it be in bridge situations and things like that. And I still think he could take a team to the playoffs like he did with Seattle, a young team. He might make some young guys better. You know, Geno's steady, man. His game has changed a lot than when he was with the Jets when he was younger. He used to run around a lot more, kind of use his mobility, things like that. He used to definitely throw deep a lot more and things like that. Man, Gardner Minshew ain't going to no promised land, man. Come on. What are we talking? What are we doing right now? So Geno, to answer your question, man, I don't think he's going to take anybody to the promised land. But like I said, there's like 5 or 6 dudes that can. So it's really nothing against him, man. It's tough to win in the Pat Mahomes NFL. It just really is. You said a lot right there. You got to go through a lot. I mean, they've won 3 of the last 5 Super Bowls, and the years they didn't win it, they lost in one of them, and they were in the AFC Championship game. Right. So you gotta go through those guys, and it's tough, man. Like, just getting there is tough, and then you got to go up against that team. So to answer your question, man, I don't think he will, but like I said, there's only a handful that will, and we'll see if any of these young guys that get drafted now turn into one of those guys. Maybe Caleb Williams does. They got a lot of talent now in Chicago offensively. There's no excuses. You can't say he doesn't got weapons. They got weapons for days over there now, and they have a good old line. So we'll see. Maybe he's the next guy. But even him, he going to a tough division. Packers, Lions. The Vikings should be solid again. You know, so we'll see, man. It's interesting. Like host said, after the draft, we really have a good idea of what everybody's teams are looking like. Yeah. And you know, we're going to see what the final roster look like set. And I don't think that we'll be talking about Seattle as one of those teams that's got a chance. They maybe make the playoffs, but not to
that's what I was
get all
going
the way to the end, man, because it's tough to get through in the NFL. It's the hardest league to make the Super Bowl.
So with Geno being starting quarterback for Seattle, so is the wild card just their ceiling? With Geno,
the wild card is their ceiling, yeah, because the 49ers, they run through that division like nothing. And even then, like the Rams, like T-Rock was saying, the Rams are always solid too. Like they've shown with McVay and Stafford, if Stafford's healthy, him and McVay are just going to win games together. They're a good duo. They see the game the same way. They've won a Super Bowl together. And especially now with Puka Nacua, this guy's a beast, yo. He's like, he would have won Rookie of the Year in any other season besides this year. But C.J. Stroud just has such a transcendent rookie season. Yeah. But Puka Nacua is a beast. He's probably going to be a top 10 receiver in the league this year. Yeah. So you have him, you have Cooper Kupp. The Rams are going to be tough. They're still going to have a good defense. So it's tough for Seattle, man. They got a good roster. They got good corners.
And Cardinals.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a good team.
So
They got Reek
Coming to
Woolen.
Arizona.
They got Tariq Woolen. He's a good corner. Him and Sauce Gardner battled it out for Rookie of the Year. His rookie year. They got pieces, but it's just really tough in that division, man. NFC West is one of the hardest divisions in the league.
Man, you kidding?
And the Cardinals aren't even bad. The Cardinals are solid too.
That's what I was saying.
And they're about to draft some. They're about to draft some pieces. I'm a big Kyler Murray fan. I know a lot of people aren't, but I like Kyler. I think you could win with Kyler. So it's tough. I mean, Geno might be the fourth best QB in that division. That's tough.
That's true. Rock, you gonna nail it home? You ain't lying. You gonna nail it home with Geno, man? Is the ceiling? Is Geno? Fuck out Seattle. Is Geno's ceiling as a starting quarterback? Is the wild card? That's it. Is that his ceiling? Can you ever see Geno going past the wild card?
It's possible because that's the thing about it. Health plays a big part in
significant role
in how teams can become successful. Because if the team that's been, say for example, Kansas City, God forbid anything happens to Patrick Mahomes, or I don't want to wish injury on anybody and things of that nature. But God forbid happens, they get injured this season, Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce. Y'all already know that the division's up for grabs. So your mentality is, we can make it far now because our biggest obstacle is out of the way. So with Seattle, they had a chance to really make a noise because the Rams fell off based off of Stafford having injuries. The defense took a step back. Aaron Donald was pretty much the defense by himself, and they had integral pieces here and there. But this season, I think Seattle missed the playoffs this season, right?
Yes. No.
They did.
They
missed the playoffs this season,
by one game.
By one game, right? And last season, they lost.
They got smoked out in the wild card round last year.
Yeah, by San Francisco, right? So
it was like 31-9 or something like that. They got smoked out.
And the brakes beat off on them.
I understand what you're saying. If his ceiling is the wild card, but bearing injury, if that top team that's right there takes some steps back due to health wise, because last season, San Francisco, when Debo, when they top three, some of their guys went out. Seattle was owning the division for a little while until them guys got healthy. So I think they got a small little taste of it, of being a division leader. So I guess this season, if barring anything happened, anything possible. I didn't think we was gonna beat. I didn't think we was gonna beat the Chargers being down 27-0. But
that was amazing, bro. That was amazing. I watched that game, bro.
We was close to putting Patrick Mahomes out of the playoffs. So
that game was
Jamal Agnew don't fumble. That game takes a turn for that game turns different because Trevor Lawrence we had them on the ropes.
Jacksonville was this close, bro.
They've been this close a couple times. They were this close. They were this close against New England too. The Miles Jack play is one of the worst calls I've ever seen in NFL history. That's one of the worst officiated moments the league has ever had. My man got up and scored. He would have scored.
That play changed everything in Jacksonville because our defense didn't have enough of it. It was like, okay, we got there, and that's how we got screwed. What are we doing? What are we playing the games for? That's just going to happen.
I so wanted Jacksonville, bro.
DJ Chalk came in and said our 2017 defense, they was carrying everybody that came into that locker room the next.
That was Saxon. That was Saxonville. That was Saxonville.
Yeah, they wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't a good locker room to be after we lost.
Oh yeah, Saxonville was on the map for sure. Oh my God! But man, that Kansas City game. And everybody know I hate the Chiefs, but God, first of all, I said, man, God damn, that's just Jacksonville is one team. I swear, there's one team that just you can just.
It's the media perception, though. Think about it, like.
I know, bro.
Media perception. We in the same state with Tampa Bay and Miami.
Yeah. So
the national media perception is Miami is the big market. Tampa Bay got the rings. Jacksonville is just in the corner. What are they doing?
They got to put some respect on Jacksonville. Got to, because that team.
Jacksonville got to change it.
Yeah, that's true.
We got to change it.
They got to change it.
Yeah, we doing that. Two straight winning seasons. That's how you know, baby steps.
That's a tough. And before we close out, man, I really want to say shout out to Doug Peterson for coming in and changing that team. I said this before because they went and won the AFC South out of 3 goddamn games. But shout out to them, respect, man. But god damn, boy, I tell you, God, man. Well, we are at the end. And I swear, man, it is good talking football with these two guys.
Before we end the show.
Yes, sir. I got you. Oh, there you go. Oh,
happy birthday,
my baby girl, my 10-year-old.
Yeah, you want to say something?
Nancy Kayla Elizabeth Thornton. She'll be 10. Say hi to the YouTube world.
Hi, man. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And this her little sister right here.
Oh, hey. Hey. All right, man.
Come on, you want to say hi too?
Bring him on in here. Bring him on in here.
My boy Travis right here.
Oh, man. That's all right there, bro.
All right,
the Rocks.
Hey.
The Rock and the Rockettes.
I appreciate that, son. Yeah, my rock stars.
Yeah, man. Every's game.
Yeah, Marcus' birthday the day after my daughter's birthday.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Episode, man. Shout out to Mr. Episode, the pioneer of this very show right here, man. Shout out to him. Y'all out there on vacation. It's kind of odd doing the show without Mark here, man. I don't know.
Yeah, tell Mark come back.
Mark, man.
Come out of hiding, bro. I'm right here waiting for you.
Oh, you here? Yes, sir.
Y'all doing that WWE draft special too, or just the NFL this year?
You know what? That's a good question. You interested?
They both. The WWE draft the day after the NFL draft.
You know what?
That Friday.
I'll get with Mark on that. And we'll let you know, and we'll bring you on there.
I love to come on and talk about it.
All right, that's a bet. Yeah, we talk about WWE too, man, as well. Yeah, man. But we're gonna get on up out of here, man. Again, shout out to Princess Rock. We're gonna call her a little princess, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful
my baby,
thing.
Man.
You got some princesses. I know you got the shotgun ready. Yes, sir.
I couldn't leave the house. When she was a baby, I couldn't leave the house. She would cry from the time I would go to work or to go to school.
Yeah.
And as soon as she would hear me opening the door, she'd stop crying. Her mom would just hand her to me.
Man,
she would stop crying. She would cry all day until I came home.
That is awesome feeling, man. And she's about to be 10?
Yes.
10 years old.
Not
10
ready.
years old, man. But shout out to you,
bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. No
I got
doubt,
2
man.
daughters. 2.
I got 2 guns.
Yeah.
One and done.
I feel you, baby. I hear you on that, boy. But shout out to Princess Rock, man. That's a beautiful thing. She's a beautiful, beautiful little girl, man. Rockstar Rock, you in the world of trouble.
Yeah,
you're in the world of trouble. But again, man, it's good talking.
Appreciate it.
Word. It's a good thing, man. But it's a good thing, man, sit here and talk sports, especially with these 2 guys right here, ladies and gentlemen, man. And that is our show for today, man. And as always, we want to thank you for watching another episode of the Rooted Sports Talk Show. Do not forget to hit that thumbs up for Rockstar Rock and Trigger Man, because they brung it. Love talking football with these 2 dudes right here. So give Rockstar Rock and Trigger Man that big old thumbs up, man. Big old thumbs up. Rockstar Rock. We're gonna close it out, man. Anything else you want to give to the world?
I would just like to say, I'd like to first thank God for blessing me this morning to wake up, blessing me to be able to,
Facts.
continue to be a father to my kids and a husband to my wife, and to come on here and to speak some truth about sports to y'all with hosts, my main man Trigger. Until next week, till next Saturday, peace,
yes,
love, and real to sports.
All day, baby. All day. Trigger boy, you got that's a name for you, Trigger. You know what? Why not? Trigger, what you got before we get out of here?
Yo, just saying, man, great time with you guys today, man. Again, happy birthday to T-Rock's little girl, man. I hope you guys have a great day. It was great getting after it today. I'm excited for some of the stuff that we talked about that's coming up. And I'm just, Mark, buckle up, bro, because it's coming soon. So I just hope you're ready. Because when you come back on, man, we got some stuff to catch up on. And I don't know if you're ready for this, man. You're on your little vacation right now. But you're going to come back, and it's just, I'm here. I'm ready to rock.
That's my dude. That's why every time I call Trigger, he be like, yo, host, I'm ready. I'm ready to rock. Let's go.
I'm ready to go, yo.
That's his thing, yo. Every time, yo. That's what's up. Man.
And we got to tell Q Dog next time. Q Dog got to come back on, man. We got to get Q Dog on here too.
The dog will be back next Saturday. He'll be back.
Yeah, Q Dog got to come back on.
No doubt, man. And we'll be back in the building this Tuesday night with more NFL and NBA news. And Tuesday, I got a surprise for y'all. Tuesday, NBA. I got to start a tournament for the NBA, the vacant NBA Trivia Championship, man. So that's going to start this Tuesday. And
I was just thinking that, host. I was about to ask you that.
Yeah. See, great mind thinking like that, bro. And I'm going to give y'all the bracket real quick. And I didn't make this. It was a simulate. But this is the bracket. The bracket. So Tuesday, we will have first round here. We will have Philly G versus Trigger.
Okay.
First round. And then
I'm ready for Philly G. Then
Saturday, we will have Rockstar Rock taking on the dog next Saturday.
That's a lot. I gotta go. Ooh, I gotta do some studying.
Lakers Celtics too. That's personal.
Lakers Celtics, man. It's
yeah,
down,
Nets Sixers, Lakers Celtics. I see that.
Personal.
The winner of Trigger and Philly G will go on to face Dukes, and of course the winner of Rockstar Rock and Q Dog go on to take on Young Mark. So
Mark, you're lucky you got that bye. You would have been first round bounce, dog. I would have had Mark first round bounce. Yo,
I love it.
I thought Q Dog and Mark would have had the buys because Q Dog didn't have this.
That's how I simulate. It's a tournament. Yeah, it has, right? It's a tournament simulator. That's how it went down. I just hit the button.
Okay.
That's how it went. So, but it's good matchups all around. I love it.
Yeah,
love it. Man. Trivia is back. So again, man, it's gonna be Philly G versus Trigger, man. This Tuesday.
I'm ready for Philly G.
If Trigger can make it,
we ain't worried about Philly G.
Word. And if Trigger can't make it, we'll just cancel it. But for right now, Stan is gonna be Philly G versus Trigger, and the theme of trivia will be NBA arenas.
Oh,
so study up NBA arenas.
Those be changing a lot, so definitely.
Yeah,
the names of these arenas change every 3 years.
Yeah.
The Nets have had like 5 different arenas, yo. We were Continental Airlines, the Izod Center, the Prudential Center, the Barclays Center. Yeah.
So I put it like this. I change it to historic arenas.
Okay.
Yeah. Historic arenas.
That's a bet.
Yo, T-Rock, you know I'm right about that with the NBA arenas.
Nah, you sure? You right, because
Staples Center, Crypto Center.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's all kind of
Salt Lake City. That thing came from the Energy Solutions Arena to now.
It's all crazy names.
It changes up. So Philly G, if you're listening, man, if you're watching the show, NBA historic arenas. It's gonna be you versus Trigger Man this Tuesday, live right here on YouTube, in this NBA trivia tournament. So again, man, we're gonna get out of here, man. On behalf of myself, host, and that's Rock, and that's Trigger, man. Everybody around the world, please be safe and stay safe. We out.